Well, ladies and gentlemen, I really wish I could say psych right now, but no psych, ladies and gentlemen. They're saying Uncle Donnie is winning the Nobel Peace Prize. Oh yeah! Let's get to it because we got some really good patch notes. Looks like that we're having peace. I mean, they're talking about peace. Let's hope it's gonna stay. You don't have to like the video, you don't have to subscribe. I want to play you guys Uncle Donnie's Trump, the homie Trump clip in a second, but first of all, check this out, roll it.
And at Nobel Peace Prize. Okay, this is trending #1. Give Donald Trump the Nobel Peace Prize. This is from the Prime Minister of Israel. He deserves it, with an AI-generated photo of Netanyahu giving Donald Trump the Peace Prize like he's Rick Ross or fucking like Suge Knight in front of, I guess, Congress or something like this. And this is even on ABC.
I really wish we could say the same about Netanyahu as well, right? Because Uncle Donnie looks like that he's trying to make peace happen, okay? By the looks of it, okay? Hopefully it's gonna stay. One in the comments if you believe that the peace deal is gonna last, two if you think not. But yeah, let's actually continue.
You see?
This is good news, though.
Tell us about the role President Trump played in bringing all of this about.
Well, Robin, there's no question that if this goes as planned, if we see those remaining hostages freed and Israel begin its withdrawal, it is a remarkable achievement, and President Trump most certainly deserves credit for his role. He has done this through diplomacy, pressure, and the sheer force of his personality and persistence. He dispatched diplomats again and again, made threats just in the last few days to...
Crazy Glaze one guy said, Nobel Peace, sunglasses on. I voted for this. Another man said, yo!
Musk,
he did.
saying again if they did not sign the deal, all hell would break loose. And they had the bombing of Iran as an example of that, but perhaps...
Yeah, I think that's true too, is that like you look at like the fact that like last time somebody didn't do what Trump wanted, they got their sky started losing pixels, right? So I bet they saw that. They're like, okay, all right, let's not even deal with this, right? Yeah, Trump always wins, exactly.
Man, man, come on, man.
Most importantly,
same thing with the Houthis, exactly. Yeah, he's posting kill cams of him blowing them up constantly. Yeah, they're probably afraid, honestly.
Pushed Benjamin Netanyahu in ways his predecessor and others have not, Robin.
And what finally got the two sides to this point? And
that's
will we
great.
be able to get phase 2 off the ground?
Well, you know,
so
Robin,
this is phase 1. Damn. So phase 2, right? Yeah, what about phase 2?
throughout this process, President Trump never wavered in his support for Israel, but when Netanyahu ignored much of what Trump was trying to accomplish by continuing to bomb over the last few months, Trump laid down...
Do you remember whenever they were shooting off bombs with the Israel and fucking Iran peace fire? Or sorry, not peace fire. What was a peace fire? I meant ceasefire. But it was a, you know, like... basically, they were shooting off rockets. This ceasefire was supposed to end at, like, let's say 12 o'clock.
Yeah, and they were firing at the last minute. They were like, yeah, we gotta send it in 11:59, 59. We gotta make sure that all they go through. That was also pretty wild. Yeah, let's let me show you guys this one. Roll this.
Anything like it. Everybody is happy. It's been really amazing. Thank you.
President Trump, on the international peacekeeping force that's going to deploy to Gaza soon, do you expect that Pakistan, Turkey, other countries to contribute forces? Has that become firmed up? And also on the shutdown, it seems like in the House there's a majority support for a temporary extension of the Obamacare subsidies, perhaps minus the funds for illegal immigrants. Is that how you see the deal to end the shutdown happening?
Well, I see the deal just getting extended as we continue to talk, but we're willing to pay because we're paying. You know, it's very simple, we're paying. And the Democrats are the ones that caused this problem. And it's a big problem for them, and they have a lot of break in their ranks. But so I see that, you know, I think that'll get worked out. But we want to get back before we do this. We don't want to have a gun held to our head. We don't like that, and the public doesn't like it either. So we want to get back, and I think it's going to work out. I think it's going to work out very well. It's something that shouldn't have happened.
Yo, if this actually stays, if this actually sticks, man, this is gonna be amazing, right? For everybody, right? For everybody. Like, because this has been going on for how many years, bro? It's insane. And Gaza, Palestine is unrecognizable after what Israel has done. You know, it's insane. So I really hope, like, this sticks, man. And good for both sides, good for everybody, good for citizens of Israel, good for citizens of Palestine. I know, like, Israel don't recognize Palestine, but you know, good for both sides, good for everybody, right? Like, let's move on and let's actually then release the Epstein files. Let's release the UFO files. Let's release them alien files, man.
This was supposed to take place before the election. You know, this was supposed to take place on September 28th, before the election. We shouldn't even be talking about this right now. This is actually something that shouldn't have even happened. Yeah, please.
Mr. President, looking ahead, what guarantees Hamas disarms and that Israel doesn't resume bombing once the hostages are
The first
released?
thing we're doing is getting our hostages back, okay? And that's what people wanted more than anything else. They wanted these hostages back that have lived in hell like nobody has ever even dreamt possible. And after that, we'll see. But they've agreed to things, and I think it's going to move along pretty well.
Yeah, one in the comments if you believe that this entire peace deal is gonna last. Two if you think not, because I know Uncle Donnie's saying we'll see, we'll see. I understand why he's saying that, but I don't know, man. I don't know, bro. Like, knowing that we got Benjamin Netanyahu on the other side, yeah, it's very, very hard to believe, bro. Really, really. And on top, like AIPAC in America, right? They really do control a lot of the things. So, yeah, this is insane. I really hope it lasts, you know what I'm saying? Like, I really hope it lasts, because if it doesn't, well, shit, man. Like, all of this for nothing, then.
What is phase 2? When does it
I'm not going
begin?
to talk about that because you sort of know what phase 2 is, but there will be disarming, there will be pullbacks, there will be a lot of things that are happening. You know, I gave you a whole list of 22 different things that will take place. And I think it'll take place, and I think you're going to end up with peace in the Middle East. But we have to get our hostages back. And we weren't going to do it at the end, we're going to do it at the beginning. We said we want them at the beginning. We're not doing it. You know, we got the hostages back. We did, as a group, with Steve and Jared and Marco and me and all of us. We got the hostages back. We got many of them back. Many, unfortunately, were dead. But we got many back that are now living with their families, with their parents in many cases, and with their husbands, families, wives. Many of them, they celebrate all over. They're the ones that are celebrating the loudest. They're all over. There are a lot of them that we got out.
Yeah, man, let people unite, let people be free, bro. Like, let's end the wars, bro. Like, let's talk about, like, you know what I'm saying, right? Like, society, if this image was real, let's actually make this happen. Let's make this happen. You know, back in the days, people would be like, yeah, this is how society will be in 2025. And 2025 is almost over. Nowhere near that. We're nowhere near that. Let's actually let's make good shit happen, man.
But the last 20, and I always said the last ones are going to be the most difficult, but it's been a very big deal getting the hostages out, but the rest is going to take place too.
And can you promise Palestinians they will be able to stay?
Well, they know exactly what we're doing. We're going to create something where people can live. You can't live right now in Gaza. The place is it's a horror.
And there's a whole lot of conspiracies about this part, which I don't want to get into this video, but if the good outcome happens, then yeah, they will be able to live there in peace, and it will be good. But I don't know, man. Like, when you got Benjamin Netanyahu on the other side, bro, like, I don't know, man.
Horrible situation. Nobody's ever seen anything like it.
Yeah, politicians are money hungry. Like, they're always power hungry, especially.
So yeah, we're going to create better conditions for people. Yeah, please.
Yeah, let's hope for a good outcome. Yeah, let's circle back to ABC. Let's see what happened, Marvel.
Netanyahu essentially
We gotta get one more in there real quick.
hammer with Netanyahu, essentially saying enough is enough. Trump had
Buzzer
also
beaters.
told Netanyahu that he was opening indirect negotiations with the Iranians, which put even
ridiculous.
more pressure on the Israeli prime minister.
Absolutely
Obviously,
ridiculous.
the coming days will prove whether the rest of the plan comes to fruition. But if those hostages are freed, which would leave Hamas without their major bargaining tool, this is a huge moment for Donald Trump.
I mean, if they get betrayed, bro, like, this is gonna be nasty, dog. This is gonna get ugly, though.
Yeah, it sure is. I think that's great. If it weren't for the price, he would have nuked Iran. I mean, well, he didn't need to, and I think, like, really, that's a good thing. Nobody wants to.
Check this out.
Off on the first stage of a peace plan to end the war in Gaza. The president says that means all hostages will be released soon, and Israel will withdraw troops. He also said he may head to the region this weekend. It comes after a dramatic moment at the White House. Here it is, where Secretary of State Marco Rubio interrupted the president and handed him a note saying a deal was close. Tonight, the Qataris confirming that deal. We are covering this from Washington and Israel tonight. We want to begin with Richard Engel, who's live for us in Jerusalem. And Richard, these are complicated negotiations. Remind our viewers, the belief tonight is there are around 20 living hostages, and Israel hopeful they will be coming home.
So we have heard from tonight, even though it's the middle of the night here, from both Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu and from Hamas. Both have confirmed that the two sides have agreed to this deal. And yes, the assumption is that there are 20 hostages.
I am very proud to announce that Israel and Hamas have both signed off on the first phase of our peace plan. This means that all of the hostages will be released very soon, and Israel will withdraw their troops to an agreed upon line as the first steps toward a strong, durable, and everlasting peace. I really hope that happens, bro. You know what I'm saying? That would be amazing, okay? All parties will be treated fairly. Let's be real. I mean, I don't know, man. We have to wait and see, though. It does sound good on paper, but it's only on paper, though.
Hostages still alive in Gaza. They've been held for 2 years now. Other hostages we have spoken to described their time in captivity. They said they were kept in tunnels 100 feet deep, not all together, kept in small groups, barely given any food. It will take several days, potentially, to get the hostages to safe locations, to work out the logistics so that they can be handed over. In the past, it has been the Red Cross that has facilitated all of these transfers. So it is quite possible that now that the two sides have agreed to implement this first phase of President Trump's plan, that the hostages could be coming home this weekend.
All right, Richard Engel leading us off. Gabe Gutierrez also live from the White House. And when will the president go to the Middle East? He signaled that may happen this week.
Yeah, that's right, Tom. It was a very dramatic day at the White House. As you mentioned, Secretary of State Marco Rubio interrupting the president at an event just a few short hours ago that had been going on for more than an hour. The secretary walked into the room, handing the president the note.
Man, what a year it has been. This year has been insane, right? I forgot like how this year started, and it's almost ending, right? Yeah, we had the Pakistan versus India situation. We also had the Iran situation, Iran-Israel, Israel-Gaza, and it's still ongoing, but hopefully it's going to come to an end. And then we're left with Russia and Ukraine, right? That's the only thing we're left with right after this one. And if that ends, yeah, man, you gotta Don DeMarco real quick, man. Yeah, Uncle Donnie, if the Palestine and Israel situation, you know, ends and it stays peaceful after that, yo, Uncle Donnie deserve a peace medal, bro. Like, listen, man, he deserve a peace. He deserve a Nobel Peace Prize. You know, and if Ukraine and Russia situation ends as well, yo, we definitely want that, right? Like, that gotta end too.
You see there, and whispering in his ear, telling him that he needed to approve a Truth Social post soon so that he can announce the deal first. Now, of course, the president posting on Truth Social.
That's like PlayStation and Xbox exclusivity coming in, right? Like, PlayStation gotta have first, so Uncle Donnie's like, okay, now you gotta be first, man. Release it right now. Approve it so we can tweet it out.
Saying, quote, blessed are the peacemakers, quoting scripture. It was very important for the president to make this announcement because this is
a great day for the Arab and Muslim world, Israel, all surrounding nations, and the United States of America. May God bless the United States of America, and may God bless the entire world, and Canada as well. May God bless Canada. And we thank the mediators, is that how you say, from Qatar, Egypt, and Turkey, who worked with us to make this historic and unprecedented event happen. Blessed are the peacemakers. Yo, it's sounding really good though. It does sound really good, man, but yeah, we have to wait and see, right? Like, it's one of those things we have to wait and see.
Administration has been working so hard for this, and it was just last week, Tom, that the president hosted Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu here at the White House, announcing that 20-point peace plan. Now, there are lots of questions about where we go from here. This is just the first phase.
I don't trust that smile, bro.
Again, we're pressing White House officials here to learn any more specifics of this first phase of the deal. But again, the president...
Yeah, we're gonna let the president do the presidency, I guess, right? So check this out. Shout out to the BBC. We're talking about BBC News, not talking about something else, guys. Stay focused.
The scene live in Hostage Square in Tel Aviv, where families of those seized in the Hamas attack that sparked the war 2 years ago have gathered to demand the return of their loved ones. And we've been seeing scenes of celebration there over.
Playing a vital role in talks with Hamas in what he called the first victory for the state of Israel. Whilst a statement from Hamas paid tribute to the efforts of President Trump and called on the US and other nations to ensure Israel complies with the terms of the agreement. Indirect talks between Israel and Hamas.
I mean, I have my doubts, bro, but let's hope for the best. Let's hope they do comply. Let's hope that they don't do what they done, right? Like, you have till 12. Okay, before that, let's deploy all the rockets, right? That's what happened prior. You know, 11:59. Okay, one last go. We got 60 seconds. Let's deploy all the arsenal, right? Like, that's what happened prior. And after that, everybody went. That is actually insane, right? That is crazy, and it's a good thing. So far, the Iran and Israel situation is cold as well. So let's hope it's gonna stay cold like that.
Hamas only began on Monday, and events are now moving extremely quickly. Later today, Benjamin Netanyahu is due to convene his cabinet to sign off on the agreement. Once that's happened, a ceasefire will come into place in Gaza. And immediately thereafter, the BBC understands that 400 aid trucks will start to enter the enclave. Israel will...
That's crazy, man. Israel they stopped the food and supplies from entering as well. That's crazy, bro. That's insane, dog.
Then withdraw its troops to an agreed upon line, although where that line will be is currently unclear. Whereupon Hamas will return the nearly 50 Israelis it's been holding hostage, and Israel will release, it's understood, around 250 Palestinian prisoners and 1,700 Gazans detained by Israeli forces since the war began. President Trump is planning to visit the Middle East at the weekend, and if all goes to plan, the hostages are expected to be released on Monday. But tough negotiations lie ahead, with many obstacles remaining in the path to a long-lasting peace. David.
Man, like, when you look at that, bro, you know what I'm saying? Like, gotta be grateful for the smallest things you have, right? Because you could have been there, man. You could have spawned in there, like in this area, right? That's sad, man. That is sad for the people, bro.
Willis, BBC News.
Well, let's now speak to Rushdie Aboualouf. He's the BBC's Gaza correspondent and currently based in Istanbul. Thank you for joining us on the programme, Rushdie. First of all, what are you hearing from people in Gaza? How hopeful are they that this latest agreement will actually end the war?
Well, the entire population seems to be in a mood of celebration now in Gaza, despite the Israeli continuous bombing over some certain areas, especially in Gaza City. Despite the displacement and the hardship that the people are living, they went into the street at the early hour of the morning to celebrate and dance. We have seen happy videos from Gaza for the first time for a very long time. As you know, the people have been waiting for this moment for 2 years, and now they just celebrate. They knew that there is a lot of challenges, there is a lot of problems that ahead of this, but they want to catch this moment now to just relieve, you know, and celebrate. We have seen hundreds of people in the street dancing. We have seen people posting on social media some positive posts for the first time. There was a very grim period a couple of days ago when before the ceasefire negotiation were started, because people were displaced, about 700,000 people from Gaza City, and the tanks were advancing into the city center. So now the people are hoping that tanks will start to move out of Gaza and people can go back to their homes. This morning, the Israeli army spokesman issued a warning to the people not to go back. They said at this stage, people are not allowed to move within the cities and to go back to Gaza, because there is still active Israeli troops on the ground, and people hope that this could change very quickly. I think they are waiting for the Israeli cabinet to approve the deal, and then they can set a time for the ceasefire to go into effect when Israel will cease the fire in Gaza, and the people can start move freely between the cities and maybe going back to their homes in Gaza City.
And Rushdie, the Israeli military has said it's beginning the preparations to adjust its deployment lines. What could that look like on the ground in Gaza? How could things change in the coming hours and days?
That was a very complicated issue, because according to the President Trump plan, the yellow line, which was drawn in the map, is keeping 55% of the land under full Israeli security control, which prevent about 1 million people from going back to their homes in the first stage. There was a lot of negotiation about it, and I think the line was adjusted to, as the senior Palestinian official said, to make it consider the Israeli concern security-wise, and also to give Hamas the chance to find more bodies and hand it more bodies to the Israelis, because Hamas said that some of the bodies are buried under the rubble and some of them them are buried in an area that is under Israeli control. That's why they said we can't handle all the dead bodies, but they will handle the hostages, and we understand that will not be any public display, any military, show by Hamas during the exchange of hostages, which ideally the ideal time they said will start maybe Sunday or Monday. But now, in order to do this, to start this process, Israel has to take its forces out of the city centers of Gaza and withdrawn to the line agreed by Hamas and Israel through the mediators, and then Hamas will start the process of releasing. Up until now, Hamas did not receive the official name for the Palestinian prisoners who are going to be released as part of this. They agreed in number. They said 250 Palestinian prisoners serving life sentence in prison and 1,700 Palestinians who were arrested from Gaza following the 7th of October. But we know that there is 5,000 Palestinian in the prison. So people in Gaza who have...
That's crazy! 5,000! Holy crap! That's crazy, man. Versus 20 hostages, right?
In the Israeli prison are waiting for this list. They have keep asking, posting on social media if Hamas received the list, because it is going to be happiness not only in Israel because the hostages are back, but also in Gaza because about 1,700 people will be released and they will be reunited with their families.
And Rushdie, this is all part of the first phase.
That's the first phase, right? Yeah, let's hope for a good. I mean, it sounds good. Let's hope it continues like that, and let's hope nobody's gonna be like poking in or anything like that. But did you see this video though? Yeah, check this one out because we got some UFO twats and alien twats situation going on as well. Check it out, and I'll see you right there.